Hey guys, so decided to go live a little bit earlier. So this should be a pretty good game. Essendon versus Adelaide. It's been a pretty interesting round so far, and I reckon this will be one of the best games. Essendon kind of have a sort of laid out-ish. It's Jake Stringer, so that will be big out for the Bombers. I still think they should be able to win this game, but Adelaide will have the confidence beating Port Adelaide. Big ins for Adelaide as well. Rory Sloan and Tex Walker will definitely help them. So that could be the key to their success. Ben Keys has been amazing, so it'll be good to watch him today. Hi, good to see you're back, Angie boy. Subscribe to you during the week. Yeah, cheers for dropping in. Yeah, they do have to win. They're 0-3. They're still stuck at the bottom of the ladder. They've got to win. They have to win this game, and Adelaide, well, they've got a little bit of hope of winning. Well, we've seen a couple of upsets this round. I'm not really going to talk about the biggest upset yesterday, but yeah, Port is doing very crap. They just look lackluster against the Blues, and I was planning on going to the Richmond Bulldogs game, but unfortunately, protocol stuff forced me to not go. So next week I'll try and go to Carlton versus Port Adelaide. Yes, the Collingwood game was just sad. It was the worst thing I ever saw. I was watching the entire game, and it was a good game, but West Coast were just the better team for the entire game, and we're just bombing it in at the start of the game. Our game plan did get better, but it was just sad to watch. I'm really pissed off because, West Coast are the worst team, and losing to them is so embarrassing after nearly beating Geelong, which are one of the best teams.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does.
Heard Jamie Elliott could be out for 3 months, which is a big problem for Collingwood. Degoe will replace him, but back from suspension, but still don't know if it's going to work.
Your hair, where it belongs. TheHairyPill.com.au.
Yes, Geelong did win. I was watching that. Probably shouldn't. Again, it's just like last year. There was a controversial free kick. Probably should have gone to Harris Andrews. But yes, they did win, and I did get my big call on that one correct. So I was happy about it. Oh, they shone it. They shone the showdown from last week.
Who's hovering to take the kick? Jordan Dawson is the perfect replacement. And his first showdown has the game on his
luckily I was able to tip that Geelong and big call correct, because I tipped Hawkins and Cameron to get over 4 goals, and Hawkins got 5.
I don't think anyone can comprehend what has just happened.
An incredible win in the showdown by the Adelaide Crows, 4 points to margin. It was also an incredible call by our very own Anthony Hudson. It's also his birthday today. Hutto, over to you, and happy birthday.
Thank you, Sarah. It was a thrilling finish. Obviously, last week we had a close one yesterday, Jordan Lewis. And let's hope we get a close one today, because the Crows, they came back. They looked out and out, didn't they, against Port last week? But they showed a bit with the way they moved the ball.
Yeah, it's been a strength of theirs in the early part of this year.
So for this game, I need Essendon to score 5 or more goals in a quarter to get my big call correct. I tipped Essendon to win the game by 37 points, which is a big win. Hopefully it's not as big as the Fremantle game last week. I hope it's at least somehow close, but I don't think it's going to be that close. Yeah, they've got big ins Adelaide. I don't think they'll win it by 47 points. But
Thank you, Jordan. And Dawson Ethel won the toss, and as you saw, will kick to the right of
yeah, last game at Marvel Stadium was probably the worst ever because I do not know how Collingwood blew that. That was so sad. Still don't believe it.
You've got a bit of experience out of defence, but primarily in the midfield and forward with Merritt and Stringer. Really going to hurt you. Langford did the
Essendon's midfield will be weak in this game. Dylan Shield will be good though. He'll be good. He's got a lot to prove. So game about to start. Essendon must win. And Adelaide are trying to make it 2 in a row on the trot. It's a hard road trip coming down to Marvel Stadium and try and get a win. And last time they were in Melbourne, Collingwood got the job done. I don't get it though. We beat Adelaide, who are one of the young emerging teams, and bloody lose to the West Coast. We don't even have a team at the moment. Here we go.
Big job ahead for the winless Bombers so far. It's all ahead of us this afternoon at Marvel Stadium.
So here we go.
Phillips up in the ruck.
Not the best bounce, favoured Essendon.
Go in tandem with Draper to try and win that ruck.
That's really well done by McGrath. Out of the middle, that's great ball movement by the Bombers. Look at the first. Oh no. Well, that was going to be the first inside forward 50, but somehow Parrish shanked it. So they're going to go forward again. And we're going to look at goal. So first look already. And already it's a good start by Essendon's midfield. Adelaide have only had 3 disposals in this first minute.
Doesn't have a goal so far this season, but has one.
Here we go. That's a good kick. There we go. There's the first goal. And that is what the Bombers need. Yeah, Marvel Stadium. We've done well. I think everybody tipped the Bombers because Adelaide away, they just never seem to be winning these type of games down here. We all know what happened last year when these two teams met. So they're up by a goal. Perfect start for Essendon. And now they need to stay in front. I was going to change my big call to Bombers be leading for the entire game, but I'm not sure about that. And they're 17th now because they've kicked that goal. And they got their percentage up by 1. So they should go forward here again, the Bombers. Hoping for their second quick goal in the first 2 minutes here. It's a good kick. There's Waterman. Good tackling by the Bombers, but the Crows get it out. Not for long, it's coming back in. It's a poor kick, but again, Adelaide just dropping all the marks. And they're just hacking it out of there. And Bombers players all down the corridor. Just can't get out at the moment, the Crows.
They haven't got time and space to see what their outlets might be.
Again, Phillips is deep to give aerial help from
Go forward.
Comes up to it.
It's not going to work.
There to equalise the numbers. Jordan put his head down.
Here they go, the Bombers.
Bodies around the footy.
I love the inclusion of Snelling to come back from injury. He's a really important player for Essendon. Good connector. Obviously adds a lot of defensive pressure in that instance.
Shoal.
Struggling to get out. Here, the Crows.
Rochelle. Hands were smart and quick and get the ball back out to the wing. The 30 though, he's coming back. Perkins.
They're going back forward.
Disrupted in the kick.
I'm going to go
Smart enough to turn and get it
to the
to the end.
bathroom.
Then to Smith. Now McHenry. Keys. They've been phenomenal so far this year. Taylor Walker. Can he take the mark? And he can lay a tackle on Zerk Thatcher.
Yeah, but he get an early touch. It's going to be a bit rusty, Tex. We're out of action for a fair while.
Turns onto the left. Sloan flying from behind. The Verdi barely scraped through.
So here they go, the Bombers.
Extremely busy so far.
Yeah, but influential.
They look good. I wouldn't call the Crows useless, but they're very, very close to useless. Away from home. So here they go, the Bombers.
Fresh from his triumphs last week doing the ruck work forward. They got it out of there, but Schomburg.
Lots of fumbles in the forward half for the Crows, and
Not to concede the free kick in the air.
the Bombers' pressure's enough at the moment.
Makeshift little kick could have gone anywhere. Wealthy, Snelling.
I wouldn't say the Bombers are playing well, but Crows just can't run with them. Here they go from half back. No one there. Bit unfortunate there for the Bombers. They need to go a bit faster. The Crows. They're just whacking it forward. Here's Kelly against his former team. So they'll go forward. Well, they'll get it out of the defensive half here, the Bombers.
Both sides really struggling to find that outlet. Forward pressure's been good.
Here goes the lead.
For the first time this year. Goes to full
And
forward.
it's not going to work.
Away from Gallant. Snelling.
Again, fumbles. Shocking kick off the ground there by the Bombers.
To Dawson. Screwing it high across the front of goal. And on the
That's a mark. Gallant. That probably should be 50. Lucky there, the Bombers.
I just think he makes a decision to try and get the ball in flight and not make body contact.
So, Gallant, I think he's already kicked 4 goals last week.
Put him off his line.
You're right. Bad technique there. You need to make contact. Disappointed with that, really.
Well, I'm glad you thought it was funny. I'm glad you thought it was good, that video, because I didn't think it'd be that good. So he's already kicked 6 goals in his career, this young kid. Hits the post. Unfortunate kick by the youngster. Didn't quite work. So here you go, the Bombers. They want to go quick. Crows just don't look like they want to go that quick.
Right, got there late. His timing was perfect.
Just reading the ball beautifully in flight.
It's been an interesting round of footy with lots of upsets. Like, you just look at all these upsets. Like, who would have thought that Richmond and Collingwood, Richmond would be beating Bulldogs and Collingwood would be losing to the Eagles, and North choked. I'm going to say they choked to Sydney, and Geelong won that. They probably shouldn't have won. Oh, they probably should have, but it was a pretty good game to watch. That Port Adelaide Melbourne game was horrific, and the Fremantle Giants game just turned into a smash. Later today, you got Hawthorn versus St Kilda and Gold Coast versus Carlton. And you got also the Formula One. Verstappen is my tip to win the Formula One.
He's got to allow the ball to get over your head. Don't get under the ball. Now, I think that's where he's improving. He's keeping the ball in front of his eyes. So he's marking, yes.
Yeah, it was at GMBA. They had the big home ground advantage there, Geelong. You couldn't really see him losing. I did tip Brisbane. I thought they could win because they were hungry because they lost. And he snuck it home. That's Peter Wright. Yeah, like I was saying, I thought the Lions would be hungry for revenge, but they weren't hungry enough in the end. And the Bombers have kicked the first 2 goals of this match. And they look good.
And get real penetration. You can see Butts is trying to muscle him, but he loses that contact. And then once you give Peter Wright a metre,
He's on top of the disposals. I think it's Rory Laird from Adelaide, who's already had 6 disposals in this match.
But he just wanted it more.
I feel like Adelaide will be hungry enough to win this game, but Essendon just want it more because they have to win. Thinking of going to the Essendon vs Hawthorn game round 8 at Marvel Stadium, so I might film some footage of that. So Draper, kick forward for the Crows. It's not going to work though. See, Essendon's next 2 after this, they've got Fremantle, and then they've got Collingwood. They're both winnable, and they're both losable. They should beat Fremantle at home, and I'm not sure about Collingwood. I think they will probably win that, to be honest. So Gallant will get a shot. I don't know if he'll take the shot, but he could be in range. I still think that Adelaide will be hungry enough, though, to try and win. Of course, next Monday, you got the Easter Monday clash. Hawthorn versus Geelong. That game will be a good one. I may stream that game, actually, so yeah, it should be a good game. I probably will stream that one. And Gallant has missed badly. That's a poor miss. It's not even a behind to him. It was a rush behind. So yeah, I think I'll probably stream the Geelong Hawthorn game next week. The only other game I'd think about streaming, well, probably it would be the Carlton Port, but I'll go to the game instead. And the only other one would probably be... No, it couldn't be the Good Friday. Maybe like Adelaide versus Richmond would probably be like the only other one worth streaming. I'll probably stream the Geelong Hawthorn one though, because that should be a good game. So the Bombers have got a half back here. And they'll try and move the ball forward, and that's not going to work. Matt Crouch free kick. So what's he going to do with it? It's been a poor start by Adelaide. Too much fumbles like they did against Collingwood. Because Essendon haven't had the best start here, just like Collingwood did, and then Collingwood just broke away. And I think that's what Essendon should do. And I think they'll do it as well, but I still think they can do it. So here they go. It's not going to work.
Work to do for the Crows defence through Hinge initially. Now Murphy up the ground. Across to Frampton. Too strong for Schomburg, but he's able to get the timing right.
They're going to go forward. It's not going to work. Attacks Walker. Oh, it's good pressure by the Crows, but Essendon. Oh my goodness, he just kicked it straight to O'Brien. And out of bounds. That nearly turned bad. That nearly turned really bad. So it doesn't look like anyone else is streaming this game. The only person seems to be me.
Careful tackling. Oh, I was going to say careful not to give her over, but not careful enough.
As well as he almost could have done. He got down on the knees, tried to attempt the tackle, but Rowe was just too small for
Yeah,
him.
no one else seems to be streaming this one.
So it was McHenry was Rowe, and the free kick was there by the rule book.
Yeah, another one for the Bombers. Lots of Bombers supporters. So James Rowe, who's been a bit like Brad Close from Geelong, he's been pretty lively first couple of rounds.
Last week, 3 goals, 3 for the year so far. Jimmy Rowe.
And his kick.
After a couple of misses in front of the sticks.
He's good.
And a good result.
Adelaide have their first. And that's really well done by Rowe. And Adelaide have their first of the match.
So it's a bit stiff. Unfortunately for Draper, it's not an argument your height compared to the player you tackle. So nowhere in the rule book.
So this is my current. Oh, it's not. Doesn't seem to be loading. This is my current fantasy side for the moment. I'm winning the league creator. I'm beating him at the moment. And it's all thanks to Max Gorn, who will be my captain a little bit later on. He's a champ.
Comes 15 minutes into the opening term, so we're about the halfway stage. 2 goals to the Bombers, a 4-point lead.
And
Phillips refreshed.
looks like he's copying me
Ryan again.
with the Corey Durden
Tried to
move.
steal the march out of
Bit
the middle.
cheeky.
2 Crows bring him
But
down.
yeah, that's what he's doing.
There goes in to help Keys, who was doing the heavy lifting.
I support Collingwood. I go for Collingwood.
Extended opportunity.
And I'm really
Well,
not happy about yesterday's performance. But right now I'm going for Essendon because my best friend goes for Essendon.
Well, back to Keys again. Not quite latch on. Crouch, clever tap.
So they're trying to get it forward here, the Crows, but there's just too much pressure. Ridley. That guy could be a surprise All-Australian, Jordan Ridley. He is a champ. So they're going to go forward, the Bombers. Oh, he's dropped it, Draper.
They stay a little vulnerable. Wealthy.
I mean, that has to be a free kick. Yeah, absolutely.
So glad he's okay. It's a so horrible situation for Draper.
Spectacular from O'Brien.
Probably not a hell of a lot wrong with Frank he did that. You know, he's just trying to compete in the air. It's just enough momentum that puts him in a vulnerable position. Usually you see them paid.
Did Draper miss time a little?
So it's a little bit slow at the moment.
He's tapping
Bit-
now. Shoal.
Bit boring, to be honest. Stream's been going for 22 minutes now. Here they go, the Crows. That's good ball movement. But with no one at home, the Crows, so they'll slow it down. No, it's going to work. Tex Walker gets a lot of boos. A lot of boos. This top 8 looks very, very weird at the moment. Adelaide Crows 12th and Essendon is 17th currently.
He's going to be rusty there, but we know he's never rusty with his kicking.
48 goals, 29 last year in 17 games.
That's a really bad kick by the Texan. Out in the full. Missed the lot. That's not what you want if you're an Adelaide Crows supporter. Because the Texan has made a bad mistake there. Currently no viewers.
Next step not obvious. Ridley was the shooter. Tipped it out to the wing. Phillips is the primary target, but O'Brien had a big opportunity which he missed. Martin gets crushed.
It was poor ball movement, Louis, wasn't it? I mean, Phillips did all the hard work. He did a big 60-metre sprint to get out there, all on his own. He had O'Brien covered by about 20 metres and just held onto the ball too long.
Try to get that tap. Henry knew what was coming. Holding the ball.
Yeah, good call. Yep. Glenn Knock, he's private. You're right. Sometimes in the defensive 50, when they switch the ball, you
Sorry,
just
here
don't
go
see
the
your
Bombers.
efforts, and they missed an opportunity there, but let's the big boys go to work again here.
Grab down the line. Gracefully there. Himmelberg takes that up.
Just came onto the ground to give
Himmelberg's got the footy.
a bit of a spell, so right on there, good mark.
Laird to Crouch. This looks promising for Keys. Ignore Crouch. Went wide up for Murphy. And a handoff to Dawson.
Here they go. Oh, that's really good ball movement. And Adelaide should get this from Tex. And he's got it. That's a good finish by the Texan. And Adelaide have got their second in a row. And they've got the lead. Good thing I didn't tip that for a big call, because it would have been over by now. Going for Adelaide Crows. Well, they're winning, so it's a bit of a surprise. So, well, they're winning, so.
And then the handball received. So once that ball has been hit up outside your forward 50, the handball received to Dawson to get it to a forward over the back of his defender. We haven't seen a lot of clear or open play or a handball receives in his first quarter, but that was.
So, what can they do from here on in? The Pros, can they maintain this lead? Can they put the Bombers 0-4? Because I know my friend would be very, very, very unhappy if that happens, because he is a true Bomber supporter. Shout out to Rodri, who is that Bomber supporter. Here they go, the Bombers. Can they get it off half back? They can. Good kick by Redmond. That is a beautiful kick. And this should work. And it does. Waterman back into the team. They'll get around this line if he kicks it. He should kick it.
Had a 4-goal game late in the year last year, 4 goals straight, so he's a beautiful kick. We know distance-wise, but also accuracy.
So what are they going to do now, the Bombers? Alec Waterman, first game of the season. He's kicked 17 goals in his career, 15 games. 25 years of age. Comes in. Not a bad strike. That's a beautiful strike. That is a gripping goal by Alec Waterman. And the Bombers take the lead back. So, Alec Waterman, that's really impressive. In his first game of the season, puts the Bombers back in front. Beautiful strike of the footy. They weren't doing this a couple of weeks ago against the Lions, so they've definitely worked on this.
And then was able to get that separation to come back at the drop of the ball. So really clever.
And those other alternative recruiting avenues have been really productive for Essendon, haven't they? Stelling, you mentioned earlier, in Martin, and also Waterman, who impressed so much over Christmas last year. It's a fair scrap. Bodies everywhere.
I just texted my friend about the Bombers, see if we can get him over. So what are they going to do now, the Bombers? Redmond, Parrish, Heppel. They go forward. No one at home. And out of bounds. So the Bombers definitely should win this. But Adelaide could challenge and maybe even snatch victory. So here they go again, the Bombers. Caldwell. Good kick. Right, ricocheted off his boot. That probably should have been holding the ball. That's incorrect disposal. Doesn't matter. Nick Martin. Good handball. And that's a pretty good kick. It's just across the face by Dylan Shield, who's got a lot to prove for the Bombers. Bit unfortunate that he didn't kick that one, but I'm sure if he had that time again, he probably would have swallowed it. So here they go, the Crows. That's not the best kick. They'll come back. Oh, he's dropped the mark. Then it's out of bounds.
Sees it to the line.
So 5-point lead to the Bombers. They probably should win this game from here. I don't see Adelaide getting back in front, but it could happen. It's still possible. So here they go. Snelling, Shield, Caldwell wants it, gets it, gives it to Guelphy. Shield drops it, gets it back. Caldwell, good kick. Mark, Peter Wright. He was amazing last week. And he was pretty good the week before as well. Wasn't the best, but started off the game very, very strongly. And he's already kicked one here today. This for another good first quarter from this man. They'll need it. Peter Wright is a champ of this football club. So it's a long kick. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, I shouldn't have kicked it. He shouldn't have hit the post there. Peter Wright, that's a bit unfortunate. It's a good mark by Laird. It's the first quarter. Comes to a close. There's just under 4 minutes left.
Both sides happy to be patient, I suppose, on transition.
That's a good mark by Schonberg, and there they go, the Crows. They're going to have a look forward. Sloan. Not a bad kick, and McGrath. Great courage and save the day for the Bombers. So here they go again, the Bombers. It's not going to work. Nicky Waterman, great player from the Bombers. Here they go. Redmond, brilliant kick. Peter Wright got manhandled. Still got front position on the youngster, but here they go, the Crows. Some turnover. Let me guys know down in the comments who you think will win the Formula 1 later today. Because my tip is Verstappen. And Rochelli's tripped on the line. And he just kicks it on the line. So Adelaide get one back. And they level the scores. I'm not sure who the favourite is for the Formula 1. All I know is UCAT's going to it.
Numbers there. Look at all the Essendon players in the background. So the Essendon coach would be disappointed with that. That's why then Adelaide were able to attack through the front. He kicked the ball back to the middle of the Murphy, and they're right under Rochelli, who just kept his composure and obviously his feet to kick the goal. It's as simple as it is, isn't it? Kick your feet.
Max Verstappen is the name of the Formula 1 driver that I'm tipping to win. He drives the Red Bull. The Ferraris will be okay. I reckon one of them at least will pull top 3. So here they go, Parrish. It's a pretty good game, this one at the moment. Scores are level. Picked the right game to stream. Nick Martin, the youngster, spun out of the tackle and got it to Peter Wright. How good was that by Nicky Martin and the Bombers? We'll get a set shot as we close in the quarter time. So Peter Wright again. He's definitely the main man down there now that Cale Hooker's gone. And he's kicked the goal. Essendon get it. This is a good, strong game. And because it's a good game, we shouldn't have more viewers coming in.
It's amazing, just how much your game just flourishes from there. It's so much to talk about here. Perkins, we love. Yeah, looks Nick Martin, but goes and hires a personal trainer in the off-season to take himself to another level, get himself an opportunity on the AFL list. The most accurate kickers in the game now becoming a genuine key forward.
So, they're up by a goal now.
It does. You just scratch your head, don't you? You didn't even get an opportunity in his last moment.
Yeah, the Bombers.
Yeah.
So
It's obviously it was up to him.
ultimately it was, but yeah, they've been able to get the best out of him in Essendon. So well done to the coaches there.
So here they go, reset.
Went high to get the tap down. Great tackle from Sloan, but it was just
Parrish.
a little while. Martin
Good kick.
get involved.
That's a really good kick. And Durham didn't quite shield. Good hand pass. Here they go again, the Bombers. Snapshot is a ripper. How good was that? And the Bombers have got another one. 5 goals in the opening term. And Braden Ham kicks a ripper.
They're just too slow out of the midfield. So you see Dylan Shield in the middle of the screen. Look at that. Just getting over the contact.
They're struggling now, the Crows, to keep with them. It's 2 goals, and it shouldn't be 2 goals. They've actually played quite nicely.
You look at Keys, Sloan, Crouch. Dylan Shield just wanted it more. Beautiful finish.
Archie Perkins kicks the goal. And the Bombers suddenly lead by 12.
Look at Colt Hero Perkins down at Bomber Land. He's a beauty.
If you guys want, switch to the Formula 1 maybe at 3 o'clock. Here they go. They've gone for another one. Thanks, Andy Boy, for dropping into the stream. I'll leave his link in the description so you can join out his channel. So you guys should go subscribe to Angie Boy because he's a legend. Good the back. I dropped the link in the description so anyone who comes in can hopefully subscribe to you, mate, because you're a legend.
Sloan saw him and just gobbled him up almost too quickly. Didn't have the prior.
It's a great tackle. Grab the arm.
So what can the Bombers do?
13-point margin.
In the final 30 seconds of the quarter. That's a pretty good look. That's a goal. That's a fine goal by Lockie Scholl. And the Crows, this is a good goal fest. This is a great game. This is the best game so far of the round. I'd say I don't want it to be the Collingwood West Coast game because that wasn't a good game for me. So it's been a good start to this one. And it's a 7-point lead. Now to the Bombers. Yeah, thanks. Hopefully do put that link in because hopefully they do check you out.
Been great this year, hasn't it? Scores from centre bounce. It's been one of the great improvements in our game in general.
Ball in.
Bombers. Can they get another one with 10 seconds and use it to some effect?
McGrath, not the best kick going forward. She dropped marks. So that'll be it for the quarter. Yes, it is a pretty good game so far. It's a hot contest, and that's a bad collision there with Guelphy and Matt Crouch. And Matt Crouch isn't happy. Oh, push and shove. Matt Crouch wants a piece of Guelphy. And this is a great game so far. This is the game of the rounds. 9-goal opening term. And now there's a bit of fighting going on. Matt Crouch wanted a good piece of Guelphy there. So, it's a good start to the game. Hopefully the Ferraris can get on top later on in the Formula 1. But my tip is Verstappen. I think he will probably win. His car looks good. Saw the test run yesterday. He looked really good. So at the moment, top disposal getters for the Bombers, it's Parrish, and for the Crows, it's Laird. Laird's been everywhere with taking marks. He's popped up defence, forward, midfield. And it's a good game so far.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
It's a hot contest early, and
Or something.
they probably should win this now, the Bombers. I mean, by half-time, I reckon. Like, after half-time, I reckon they'll pull away, so... Hopefully, we can have another good second quarter, because that was one of the best first quarters. Not quite as good as the St Kilda Richmond last week, but very close, and a bit of a fight going on at the end. So yeah, for my tips later on, I've tipped Hawthorn in a bit of an upset, thriller win to beat St Kilda, and Carlton is my tip to beat Gold Coast, because I don't think Gold Coast will be that strong enough to win, but I don't think they'll win it by much, because Melbourne didn't win it by much, so they probably won't win by much. So there's been a little bit of injury news. Jamie Elliott could be gone for 3 months, and Buddy Franklin has broken his finger. Also heard some bad news that Jonathan Segler couldn't make it through the VFL last week. He could be gone for the rest of the season. 3 months, I think they said, expecting him around back. Maybe like round 18, round 19. So a bit unfortunate for the Cats, because I'm not a fan of the Roddigalia Stanley role type. They do that, but it works for them. So it's obviously proved me wrong. So Matt Crouch has started off quite nicely, but Nick Martin's definitely been better. He's handballing a lot. He probably should be kicking instead of handballing, but it's a good game so far. At the moment, Luke Brown, -1 fantasy points. That's really bad for him. Wanganeen has not touched the footy. And that was actually Archie Perkins who kicked that goal, not Braden Ham. So, I thought it was Braden Ham, but it looks like it was Archie Perkins instead. Glance missed a couple.
Macca's double chicken delight.
And
chicken and Macca's together and loving it. NAB, supporting footballers from NAB AFL Auskick to the big time. And Toyota.
The thing is, though, Richmond, I tipped them to win round 1. They did not. I tipped them to lose round 2, and they won. I tipped them to win round 3, and they won. They lost. I tipped them to lose round 4, and they won. So they're impossible to tip. And St Kilda is very, very similar. Same with GWS. Those 3 teams at the moment are frustrating me. I just don't know who to tip. I didn't tip GWS this time, and I was right, but last week I tipped the Giants, I was right. But the first 2 weeks I tipped the Giants to win, they lost, and I didn't go on their train. So I haven't gone on their train much this week, backing them in this season. So hopefully they can win the game when I want them to win, or tip them to win and lose. And I want them to lose. At the moment, Peter Wright has kicked. It feels like he's kicked 3, but it says he's kicked 2. So it should be a fun one for the rest of this game.
It allows the midfielders for any particular team, in this case today, Essendon, allows them to be more attacking. I think that's why we're seeing the trend that a lot of centre bounce scores now. Phillips has been fantastic. So clearly, when you've got a dominant ruckman, you need to have more confidence to get on the fly, Louis.
Yeah, and I think they've got a little bit more pace.
So,
than the Adelaide midfield previously as
Essendon
well,
lead
so,
by 7
a big
points,
point to
and
stay
centre
engaged.
clearances Nick
Wouldn't it,
Martin
though?
and Parrish all
Someone's
over them
defensive, yet the other two can get
with
really
a
aggressive
combined of
around that
5
mark.
for this first term. Second term
So,
should be a
quite
good
often you see
one.
wingmen stay out and allow their midfielders to go to work. He
Nick
realises
Martin
when to
going
come in,
straight to the
get
middle
involved, and when to stay out at the
for
right
the start
times.
of this
You have to
quarter.
be smart
So
to
here we
follow
go.
the wing. Got to have good vision. Well, he's got that in spades, doesn't he? With his
Start of the second term. Hopefully it's just as hot as the first quarter, because we've had some good games this season. Here we go. Opening clearance goes Adelaide's way. Inside forward 50 early. That's good defence by Ridley and Kelly. Combined with Caldwell. They've got it on the wing. Here they go. Handballing. Just missed him. Now the Crows can go on the other way. Dawson. Not the best handball, but the kick was even worse. Their defence looks pretty well, actually. I saw Stewart was out. The defence is still holding up without him. And Stringer, that big injury, like I said at the start of the stream, how big is it going to cost them? Because the only reason why they got as close as they did to winning that game against the Lions is because of Jake Stringer. He's very, very important for the Bombers. At the moment, 100% of you guys have tipped the Bombers, which is a bit of a surprise. Thought someone did come in here and said they were going for the Crows. So you'd think they would have tipped them, but maybe they just didn't tip them. So ball in, Caldwell, fumble, and the Crows are okay for now. They're kicking it a lot towards the boundary line, and this man, Dyson Apple, and this man, Andrew McGrath, have been reading it beautifully when they do kick it there. There's Heppel again. He's been everywhere. Fumble. It's a good kick. And too much close defence. And there'll be a free kick. Free kick to Billy Frampton, I think that is. I saw he got moved back. He started a bit average. 7 fantasy points. 10 now. And he got that free kick. And at the moment, it's stuck in the Crows, the Bombers' forward half. So ball it in. O'Brien did well, but he did well because he got rid of Draper. So free kick to Draper. So it's a good game so far. Hopefully we can get some quick goals. And the Bombers are looking to kick one in the first 2 minutes. And that tackle looked good from here, but apparently it's a little high. See what he does with it. Just bombs it long, again down the line. They're doing this all constantly, the Crows. It's not going to work. And again, it's Caldwell and Heppel. McGrath's off the field, I think, at the moment. So that's probably why Caldwell's over there. They need to keep this up. The Bombers' defensive work on that wing has been amazing. Because McGrath, Heppel, Caldwell, they're all up there in disposals. And you look at the team disposals, it's pretty even. But the handballs have been outrageous to Adelaide. They're handballing way too much. Yeah, the Crows are intercepting a lot, Angie Boy, but what they're doing with it is pointless because they're just bombing it to the wing, and the Bombers are doing the job defensively quite well. Oh, well done by Nick Hine, running through the middle. It's a good kick to Peter Wright, too far out to score. Maybe he's not. He wants to kick it from the centre square. Now, this could go into an actual video if he does kick it, so hopefully he does, because I need something to upload, apart from a tipping video, which will come out tomorrow morning for round 5. And Peter Wright misses.
a big kick, 60 drop punt. Just a little bit over.
Right now, Andrew McGrath
A little bit quicker. That a mismatch from Shield on.
is having a big start to the second quarter.
For that to kick on the
The
leg.
defensive wing work has been amazing. It's been incredible.
Tucks it into the pocket. Do they can come away well enough. Well taken by Dawson.
This is what a kick up is.
So Dawson,
He's
he's been good.
Footballer, and you can see why. What he can't
Not
do.
been great, but he's been
Handle the pressure.
good enough.
Beautiful long kick, but this
He was
one
great last week.
well directed.
Kelly dropped the mark.
Wasn't sure who
Fumble against his former team, and now the Crows have a chance to score the first one of this second term. They probably should, and he's got it. Rochelle's got it. Crows have got the first of the second quarter, and they pull the margin back to just 2 points. Feels like it probably should be more with the dominance up forward of Peter Wright. But a bad mark by Jack Kelly, the former teammates. And Rochelle stole his number. He's also got a free goal, and he owes him one now, Jack Kelly. Kicked it right on the very line there. I mean, it was going to go through, but Rochelle just took it from him and said, "Look, I'm wearing your number 8, Jack Kelly." And it's going right through the middle. It's impossible to miss that. And he's kicked 2, Rochelle. I dropped him from my fantasy this week because he got enough cash. He got more than I was expecting him to get already. I decided, I'll just dump him, trade him down, get Nick Martin on the field because he is a legend. And against the Crows, he should be good. And he's started off quite well.
to manoeuvre his way back onto the leg group. McHenry may have given up the free. No, he's going to get it.
It's against Heppel. He's getting
Oh.
by. He's going to push
So
it.
Dyson Heppel, the skipper of the Bombers, gives up the free. And the Crows can get 2 in a row. And that's going to be a free kick to the Bombers.
You're right, Brandon. We love seeing a big forward come
So
forward.
definitely
We love seeing a bloke who stands there and knows
a good game.
that's as good as anyone.
Yeah, no lacking courage for Jack Kelly. that's
Bombers
for sure.
just moving the footy around.
Laverty in the back pocket.
Gone a lot slower this second term, the Bombers.
Big numbers on the wing.
Not
Right,
what
got
they
the
normally
out
do.
defensively.
But the defensive wing stoppages against the Crows at the moment, especially on the left-hand side of the wing, has been exceptional. And for Collingwood round 1 against St Kilda's on the right wing. And Jack Kelly owed him one. And after that Rochelle goal, takes the mark. Back in defence. And just got it over Rochelle's head. Healy made a big mistake there.
Well, again, he came off his man there, Hutto. Yeah,
Here they go.
came off his man.
The Bombers.
Massive play.
Up forwards. Drop mark. And it's out of bounds on the right-hand wing where Collingwood dominated against St Kilda about a month ago. Now, can't believe that was like a month ago because it did not feel like a month ago. And the clearance has gone Adelaide's way. Ricocheted off Essendon players back. And they're just flicking their balls around the Bombers. So what does Perkins do? He goes long and strong for rights, nearly. Waterman, Rove, Redman, good kick, goal. And he's getting the ball out. Here's Redman. Yeah, the game's getting a bit confusing, I guess, because either way, it's getting confusing, and it's just getting more free and less tackling. Like, you look at the tackles in this game, it's a lot less than there was before. Yeah, you look at the tackles, 20-14 Adelaide's way. The pressure's been up for Adelaide. This second term, I think they've had more tackles for Crows, and the tackling's given them well. That Redmond shot was a bit of a fluke, really. I mean, it went over the goal post. If the post was a bit bigger, probably would have hit the very top of the post. If it was like maybe like that much bigger, like you probably can't see my hands, but if it was like that much bigger, it probably would have hit the top of the post. Here they go again. The Bombers, no. Free kick, Adelaide. So they'll get the clearance here, Adelaide. Led. Good kick. And Essendon's defence has been good all day. It got to the back, and it bounced all the way through. The big Texan kicks a goal, and this one could turn into a goal for goal, just like the other night. Brisbane versus Geelong. So if you're in the chat, Angie boy, I'm planning on streaming next week's Easter Monday game, Geelong versus Hawthorn. So it should be good. Yeah, 2 points the difference. The biggest lead of this match, I believe, is like 15 or something points. Okay, it's 13 points to Essendon. That was a bit earlier on. So yeah, I'm planning on streaming the Geelong Hawthorn game.
Comes into their strength area, especially their forward 50.
Looks like running at 50% inside forward 50 to score. Your future.
Walker now. Phillips with the tap. Laird though.
So here they go.
The contact from Shield.
Again, the Crows, they'll go forward. Oh, it'd be a pity you can't make it. Have you gone to any Geelong games this season? Because they'll be interesting if you have. Anyways, the Bombers go forward. I mean, the other game I could stream is Richmond Adelaide on Saturday. Essendon will get a shot here. It's either one of the two. I'll probably put a vote. I'll put like a vote up maybe during the week to see which one would want to be streamed, because again the time's a bit weird for the Richmond Adelaide one. That's a poor kick by Waterman, but on the line, no mark. So just hit 2 o'clock and nearly the hour away of the stream. It's been a pretty good game. It hasn't been the best second quarter, but every time a team, which seems to be Essendon, kick a goal, Adelaide seem to be kicking one straight after. And this is a good game so far. Assuming what I thought it'd be, I probably wouldn't expect Adelaide to be this close, closing in on half time. Got about an hour until the Formula One starts. And that's high. They've gone all the way back to the advantage spot with a free kick spot. They took the advantage. Nick Martin. Poor kick forward. Oh no. Adelaide got the fumbles back just like the start of the game. And now Redmond. What can he do? For his second of the corner. Oh, touched on the line. That would have been one of the goals of the season by Redmond. Well done to Hinge. New recruit from last year. He was traded over. I think they just got him from Brisbane. That's a poor kick. Right to the man on the mark. And Hinge again. Fumble. Stood up in the tackle, holding the ball. So, a couple nervous moments by Hinge. Did stop the goal. And now he could owe them one. And I think Guelph will have the distance. So he'll probably just set it up long. Dirty. Good fist on that by Dirty. Done well. Here, the Crows. Oh, well done by Matt Crouch. But cut off. Still in. Guelphy. Oh, he's kept that in, Wanganeen, like his old man. It's coming back. He's marked that, Peter, right? That is an amazing mark. That is an amazing. Oh. And the Bombers have turned up the pressure. Pressure that they haven't started very well in this game. But they had good pressure against the Lions. And right, Bagsy's third. Smacked it into the conference boxes. He smashed it into one. And it's a 10-point margin. I feel like they get one more before halftime. The Bombers, they'll look quite comfortably in front. They've done really, really well. Yeah, the Bombers pressure. Great keeping by Wanganeen, like his old man. It's a great snap. Too many Adelaide players, but Peter Wright took a ripping mark there. All the Bombers supporters saw it coming. I thought that was going to be rushed over the line. But Jordan Bunce, you forget, Jordan Bunce is a youngster, and he's not a very good defender in my eyes. Sam Duquesne's a good youngster. Here they go, Dylan Shield out of the middle. That is great signs for Bombers fans. And Caldwell! What about that by the Bombers? Out of the middle, Dylan Shield. That is what you need from Dylan Shield without Zach Merritt. That is a ripping goal out of the midfield. Look at that. You ball it in, Draper, perfect slap. Bounce straight to Shield. Who got it over to Caldwell. And the goal assist by Andrew Phillips probably should have been a free. But that is a great, great goal. The Bombers out of the midfield. That's one of the best goals of the season. That's what they need to be doing. Okay, well, you viewed the game, so it's still, you viewed the stream, so it's still going to count now as viewed, so it'll be popping in and out, it's fine. Draper, good work. So they want to do that again, the Bombers, because that is exactly what they do. I think Dylan Shield is the most underrated midfield, and here he goes again. Good kick by Dylan Shield. He's one of the most underrated midfielders, and came back into the side last year not knowing what his role will be because Parrish took his role. But now he's got Merritt's role. Well, Parrish has got Merritt's role. McGrath's got Parrish's normal role. And they've got Dylan Shield in as their third mid instead of McGrath. And he looks really, really good. I think he's going to be the key to the Bombers' success. That goal was all Dylan Shield. Beautiful out of the midfield to Caldwell. Caldwell kicked a snag. And that's the best play I've seen the Bombers play this season. That's a good couple last week too from Dylan Shield. Here they go. Bombers from defence. It's a good kick. Josh dropped it to Durham. Oh, that's great effort to get back up and take a bounce. That's a downfield freeze out there, Durham. They're going to have to get the trainer out. Looks really sore. Oh, he's taken the advantage, the young kid, Wanganeen. And he's run straight into 3 Adelaide Crows players. And now Adelaide's fumbling could cost them here. And they've got the throw. The panic there. Wanganeen just ran right into 3 players. Didn't know what to do. Pretty much dropped the ball. Just handballed into one of them. And went and tackled him. And waited for the troops to arrive. So slow now for the Bombers. It's currently 16 points, a game high lead. You feel like if Essendon kick one more, then they'll be on top, and probably a hold down Himmelberg, but Zach Fletcher. Oh, that's horrible to watch. High on row. It's terrible to watch. I let that one go for a little bit. Well, my best mate goes for the Bombers, and I'd say he'd be pretty happy with his performance. Look, it hasn't been anything Collingwood like when they played the Bombers, but it was better than what they were at half time, and Rose got it. We've got one back to Crows. That's their first goal in a bit, and that's their third of the quarter in a row, I think. It was 26-33 at quarter time. So they've got 3 straight in this term, the Crows. 3 straight, it's pretty good. Essendon have kicked 3 goals free. So not quite as good as the first quarter, but still quite good. You'd have to say any Essendon fan would be proud of their team, the way they're playing at the moment. It hasn't been amazing, but as long as they get the 4 points, it's good enough. Maybe if they want the percentage over 70, because I think currently it's like 69.7 or something like that. McGrath hacks it forward. Here they go, the Bombers. Durham, Parrish. They flick around the handballs. Back to Durham. Good kick. Right. Good mark. He's got hands full of glue. And they didn't pay the mark. They didn't pay the mark. And they're just scrambling around on the left wing now, the Bombers. Getting it closer towards goal. And that's a shocking kick by Redmond. And it's a wide kick for the switch. It's not the smartest switch option, but then again, it's anything you can really do there. It's not the best kick by Frampton, but had to be good enough to get to the midfield. And again, the Bombers' defence is too strong. This is what I came into the season expecting of Essendon. Their defence being this strong, because they've got a strong defence. And I haven't seen it yet much, but you got to remember they've played the 3 best teams in the comp at the moment. Like, they're up there. Like, apart from the Blues, who haven't played yet, the 3 teams that played are on first, second, and fourth currently. First, second, third if you get rid of the Carlton one, and for a kick here to the Crows. So closing on half time, just over 5 minutes left. Well, that's not going to work. If they kick one more here, the Bombers before half time, I think they'll have a nice half time chat. Goffey got killed, got it out to Parrish. Shield, not a bad kick, good work. Dropped it to Draper, right lurking. He's got to watch out and just got it to him. They're lucky, quite lucky. For safety, as long as he can.
Because that clear especially hit out dominance there. Midfielders on the back foot, so starting from their defensive 50 a lot of the time. They've done pretty well to hang in there and be only 10 points down.
So here they go, the Bombers. We've slapped it forward. So what do they do now? 14 points is not a bad tip, actually, because I think they've been up by 14 points sometime in this game, I'm not sure. So here they go. Oh, not quite. Here they go. No, it's not going to work. So, I think my friend shout out again to Rodri. I think he'd be pretty happy with the Bombers' performance because, well, they just need to win. They don't have to win convincingly. They just got to win these games because if they want to be a finals team, they must win. 25-point win by the Crows. That's a pretty big call. I don't think they'll win by that much. I don't even see them winning this game, but they've got the mark inside forward 50. They could win. Got 7 votes, 71% Essendon, 29 Adelaide. It's not bad. So what do they do? Do now. So Lant has kicked. Oh, Draper's down the line. Crows won't win. Yeah, I don't think they'll win. 9-point lead. It's not a very good kick, and O'Brien's going to mark that. And they'll go wide with the switch and into the mid to mark. And he's played on straight away. And now Himmelberg. That's too easy for the Crows. That's just way too easy. Essendon's defence wasn't set. Yes. It was pretty good last week, Elliot Himmelberg. Him and Gallant looked strong. And now they're lining up for their second in a row, and they'll be looking to get it back to under a goal here, and they've got it. Well done. So the Bombers, the Bombers have to get back into this game because at the moment they've given up their 16-point lead to a 3-point lead, and I still think they'll win. It's a good game, this one. Nice, strong. Well, the year before, I think 2020, I remember watching the game where Essendon got over the line by like 3 points. All books of Jordan Ridley, and I was really enjoying that one. Look at Collingwood's best 5 players this year. You got Grundy, Dacos, Chris Lipinski, Dacos, Josh Dacos. It's good. So Will Snelling has just headed to the races. He's injured at the moment, so keep an eye on that at halftime. Caldwell. O'Brien had it. Didn't have the footy there. It should be a free kick to the Crows. They've got the footy anyway. And they're out. Could they hit the front? They do not deserve it. And Essendon fans will be absolutely unhappy at the moment. Oh, enough defence. Murphy, the snap. Oh, what's Keys done? He's touched it on the line. He's touched it on the line, Ben Keys. That is so unselfish, and it could cost them the lead. Oh, they've called it a goal. Oh, that's massive, Adelaide. So they called that a goal. I'm pretty sure Ben Keys got a hand on that. Looking at the call. I think it's touched. There's a minute 30 left of the term, and if this does go through, yeah, exactly, it's massive. If this goes through, then Adelaide could be brewing their second upset in a row. Probably should have run round 1 as well, and that Collingwood game, if they didn't fumble, wouldn't be as big. So they could have been 4-0, the Crows. Okay, 3-1 that Collingwood game to get out of hand. But the Crows could be a good side this year. With Sloan and Tex Walker back in, they look a strong side. Taking a long time. It's touched. So, the Bombers lead. By 2 points. Could be a bit of a thriller, this one. Just like it was back in 2020. And they'll probably just hold on to the ball for the last 80 seconds of this one, you'd think, the Bombers. That's not the best kick, though. Just finds Heppel. So what can they do now? The Bombers, they go forwards. Big ruck. O'Brien's down there. But they're going to go forward still, the Bombers. Flicking around the handballs. Those three players have got 2 touches each in that passage. And Ham drops the mark over the line. So the last 55 seconds here, Bombers forward half. They do kick the late one. They do deserve it. I think they should be winning by 10 points. But they're only up by 2. So I think they definitely deserve one more. Peter Wright's been, yet again, one of his best outings at Marvel Stadium. So I'm going to check about the Wolf Snelling injury. Check if he's back out there. Currently he's not. He's not back out there. So he's still off. Darcy Parish, 26 disposals for the first half. My goodness. Darcy Parish going for the free Brownlow votes here. That's a drop mark. Right. Can they go? Crunch. Caldwell. And maybe a late one. Waterman, who have the confidence here after kicking a ripper early in the first quarter. Wow, Darcy Parish, 72 fantasy points for 26 disposals. Wow. That's mostly from handballs. And be a shot after the siren here. And he's got it! And they deserved it, and that's an amazing goal. Alec Waterman gives the Bombers a better term than the Crows by 1 point. What a game we've got on our hands. Alec Waterman kicks his second of the game, sorry. And this is a great game. I'm glad I streamed this one. Much better than streaming Collingwood versus West Coast, because that game was an absolute nightmare to watch. So they're up by 8 points. And they're doing well. Magpies. You don't want to miss this. From 7 p.m. Thursday night. Collingwood versus Brisbane at the Gabba.
By itself, the combo
Do not think we'll win that, but
chicken,
hopefully we
tomato, and aioli
can give it
is
a shot.
deluxe.
I mean,
But add another piece of chicken, and you're
Easter,
in
hopefully
double
we can
chicken deluxe town. Chicken and Macca's
get
together
the
and
job
love it.
done, maybe
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
against the... What am I saying? Brisbane are...
What if
They're
positive
first,
change
right?
was
No,
only
the second.
one design away?
We won't win that.
A life change, a career change, or a change in the conversation. One design, beginning with one thought. Some say design is beyond most people's reach. We say it's already in your hands.
That goal was massive.
What will you
That
design
Alec
today?
Waterman goal was huge.
Ah, my tooth. I've maxed out my dental.
Switch to AHM's Flexi packages and you can choose how you use your included extras, like more routine dental.
Thanks, Pi. Only available at ahm.com.au. With AHM, you're good.